Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. So today we continue to discuss about the Eightfold Path, and the third one is the right action. We have discussed about this right action that includes no killing or harming, no stealing or taking something that not belong to us, no intoxicant, and the last one we talk about the harmful, such as that we need to abstain, restrain from. So we know that as human, somehow we have the urge to draw some sort of relationship with the opposite sex, male to female, female to male, and that is the normal urge that everyone of us has. So that's why we can maintain human race on earth. But in every traditions, mention about that we need to restrain ourselves from such misconduct, especially if we make the vows to engage seriously into relationship with other partners, especially like the husband and the wife. If they have make the commitment to become a spouse for the rest of their life, they need to keep that commitment. If they step out their boundary of that kind of commitment, so universally that is considered such misconduct. So that's why there's no strength that the Buddha lists out this kind of precept or moral stance for the Buddhists to follow. So that's why, as a Buddhist, we need to take this precept seriously, because if we step out of the boundary of this universal value, it's not easy for us to develop the spiritual inclination to work on the path of spirituality. So when we engage in any kind of relationship without consent or with violence or with wrongful approach, again we violate this universal value. That means we commit the sexual misconduct that include rapes, abortion, and adultery. And of course, nowadays is considered that we need to recognize that our public space have been shared by both genders, male and female, at workplace, at community, at universities, and everywhere we interact with each other. And so that's why we need to restrain ourselves from stepping out of the boundary that we have set or that we have promised or vows to stay within, especially whenever we have made commitment with our spouse in marriage. So we're not supposed to step out of that kind of boundary. That's why, so when we go out to work, when we interact with other people, and so forth, we need to keep up with that kind of commitment and vows with our spouse. Otherwise, it's considered a break of the rules or universal value. So that is the universal morality that every traditions encourage us to follow. And of course, when we're talking about rapes, that means someone try to force onto others opposite sex or the same sex in violent way, in a non-consensual way, and that go against human value. Or we recognize as if any violent sex toward other people is still considered as the harmful acts that need to be stopped or restrained. And the other things we need to look into is the pornography. Now it's everywhere. It's easy to access, especially on internet. So this may bring the harms to the public, of course, even for the children too. So when we talk about the mature people, it still bring the harmfulness to both male and female. So that's why we need to be careful not to be tempted by those image information that may destroy virtue and so forth. And of course, in movie, in stories, all kind of informations, image or acts that illustrates this kind of wrongful acts of such misconduct, of rapings, of abortion. That's every of us need to recognize and filter out which information that we need to watch, or which information we are not supposed to watch. So let me show you some video clips that illustrate my points today. Okay, so here this is the first video clips that relate to a woman that cheated, and later on she was humiliated by grooms in their own wedding ceremony.
We are here today to celebrate the union of two people whom I have watched grow from kids into responsible young adults. Love is a spiritual gift based on a foundation of trust. It is trust that will bind these two hearts. In the presence of God, and family and friends, it is time we move forward.
Excuse me, Father, I know this is a bit untraditional, but I would like to take a moment to say something about my beautiful bride. It just can't.
So,
We are here today to celebrate the union of two people whom I have watched grow from kids into responsible young adults. Love is a spiritual gift based on a foundation of trust. It is trust that will bind these two hearts. In the presence of God and family and friends, it is time we move forward.
Excuse me, Father, I know this is a bit untraditional, but I would like to take a moment to say something about my beautiful bride. It just can't wait. I can't think of anything that I want more than to share my life with you. From the first moment I met you, I knew that we were soulmates. Just this morning, my mom was commenting on how special our relationship is.
Where the hell is he going with this?
We have so much to look forward to in this life. Finding a house, finishing school, raising our beautiful children, and exploring all that life has to offer together. I have tried for so long to find the words to describe my feelings for you. An impossible task until this very moment.
And what are you doing?
Kate, I have decided to give our family and friends a gift. Everyone under your seats is an envelope. Would you open it, please? Under there, Kate, is a gift I want them all to have. Travis, there's one for you. I now know the words I was looking for. Thank you everyone for coming. Please enjoy the rest of your evening, and the bar's open outside. I'm off to my honeymoon. Thanks again.
so we see here that groom recognized how he was cheated by his future wife, and so somehow he used the tactics to let both families and friends know how she treated him by inserting that pictures that she has with his friends. So of course they would not have any kind of honeymoon at all. So that is just the reality that happen to some people if they are cheated. So again, in marriage, husband and wife make a vow to live together for the rest of their life. They make the vows to go through all kind of crisis in life, whether it's in sadness or happiness, whether they are wealthy or poor, whether they are healthy or sickness. So they would make that vows to go together on the human path to raise their families together. If one of the spouse break that kind of promises, so there's no way to have a peaceful and happy life together. And of course, sooner or later, that type of marriage would be broken. So that's why if we engage in that kind of marriage and commitment, we are supposed to keep that commitment for the rest of our life. And of course, we have heard many cases that after the divorce, the one that suffer the most are the children. Of course, if couples could not live together in harmony, peace, and happiness, so they have their own right to be apart, to find their own ways of life. But as much as they still stay together, they need to uphold their vows for the rest of their life. So that is so important. So the next one I like to show you is the violence that happened to a woman.
Diversified, two women held at gunpoint sexually assaulted by a group of guys. The attack strikingly similar to other gang rapes on Detroit's west side. Tonight, the victims of this latest attack speaking to 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig, and she joins us live from DPD headquarters. And Kim, I'm sure they're still in shock.
They really are. These women were robbed and raped, and it's hard to imagine the terror they must have felt. And hopefully the men are arrested this morning by Detroit police. It's the break in the case they needed to solve a series of rapes.
We was held at gunpoint. So it was either die or do what they go say.
These are the two women, cousins, who were attacked by 4 men and raped at gunpoint. It happened just before 11 last night on Strathmore near Finkel on the city's west side. The women tell us they were confronted just after they left this liquor store. They were walking back home when the strangers began to surround them in the middle of the street.
Then for we knew it or not, they was just like, what y'all running for? What y'all got?
When did you know there was trouble?
When I seen the guy, when my cousin said, this one over there. And I looked up and just seen the barrel of a gun pointed at me. Our lives flashed before us. Like, I thought we was dead. Like, I thought our life was over. I was about to run, and they said if I run, they was going to kill her. So I stayed.
The 4 men forced the women into the backyard of this abandoned house where they were raped at gunpoint.
It seemed like it was forever. And they separated us in the backyard, and they just had me facing the garage. Stop looking at our face. Quit trying to look at people's face. I just kept seeing the gun in my face.
The men got away, but Detroit police were able to arrest 1 man early this morning, a 36-year-old. And they say it's possible these men could be connected to the series of gang rapes that have occurred on the city's west side.
We're not ruling anything out. We don't know if it's the same crew or at least some of the involved individuals are part of another. So we're looking at every aspect of this, and certainly as we get more information, we're going to get it out to you. But we are looking for 3 additional suspects, and if anyone knows anything, we're really asking for their help.
If y'all know whoever did it, or if they talking about it, y'all need to get them up. It's 1 person in custody already. So y'all need to get arrested them up. And y'all not going to be able to hide forever.
So you see here, there's gang rapes that happened to 2 ladies where they were walking on the street, on the walkway. So again, there's this violent act toward the woman that need to be stopped, and of course just go against the law everywhere. So we need to uphold our integrity and dignity. That we need to respect all people's lives, not to violently violate their life physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so again, in society, especially in this city, there's all kind of problems that sometimes some people they could not control their sexual urge. That's why they come out to harm others. violently and sexually. So of course, it's common sense that with that type of violent acts, they would be put in jails because in human society we cannot accept that type of act. So that we can live peacefully and harmoniously with each other. So that's why when we encounter this type of situation, we need to protect ourselves and others, especially the weaker one. And so that's why we have to be careful when we walk on the street at night and even in daylight to protect ourselves and others, especially for the ladies who walk around the neighborhoods. So we need to be careful. Right. So the next video clips that I'd like to share with you is related to
The brave 13-year-old California girl who fought off a man who followed her home, forced his way in, attacked her. It was all caught on camera. Police are still hunting for the man, and ABC's Avita Roy has that story for us.
It's every parent's nightmare, captured in vivid detail. Watch as this 13-year-old girl is attacked inside her own home. The horror beginning on her walk home from school. You can see the man follow her up to her door and then force his way in. But the teen, backpack still on, fights back.
I try to get him off of me.
Her identity hidden, that brave teen now speaking out.
I push him back and then I slam my hand into his face, and that's when he decides to get off of me.
After several agonizing moments, the man leaves. The teen, shaken, hides in the closet and texts her parents for help. Now, California police want you to take a good long look at the man who caused them so much terror. Turns out, they say the same man followed a woman into a grocery store restroom in San Jose, California last month and attempted to sexually assault her, releasing these surveillance photos from that incident. Do you believe he'll hit again?
Without a doubt.
So how can you protect yourself and your children? Experts like Callahan Walsh, son of John Walsh from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, say this girl did exactly the right thing. She fought back.
I think this coward was very surprised about how strong and courageous this little girl was. I really commend her for that.
For Good Morning America, Aditi Roy, ABC News, San Jose, California.
Okay, here again, we see a video clips that a man follow a young girl to her house and force into her house, but somehow she fought back, and that's why later on he walked away. So again, as the parents, we need to care for the environment that our children studying, playing, especially in the neighborhood, wherever our children walk around or playing. So in this case, that man, he follow the young girls for a certain period of time. So definitely as parents, we need to protect our children in the proactive way. Of course, some parents provide the children the cell phone or some device that in emergency cases that they can alert the authorities to protect them. And even in these countries with some kind of child abortion or kidnapping happen around, not only in the third world country but also in this country too. So that's why we need to pay attention more on our children, whoever they play with, the place that they play, wherever they go. We need to pay attention on them. And this some bad people out there, they may not care much about the law, and they just try to kidnap the children and bring the harm to those children. So we have to be careful. So the next video clips that I want to share with you is the problem, of course, not in this country, but what we call the US side has been there's some violent act happen to the woman in other country that still we need to pay attention about.
Gabriela Molina is a single mother in Puebla, Mexico, who says she lives in fear. Less than a month ago, her younger sister was brutally murdered, victim of a sexual assault. The body was found on the side of the road.
Because of the way my sister's body was found, at first sight, it was deemed a femicide. And as the newspapers reported, she had been strangled.
Like many places in Mexico, Puebla is facing a crisis of gender-based violence that keeps personal safety in the back of every woman's mind. To help create awareness, the government has enlisted the help of over 170 tortilla shops across the state and wrap warm tortillas and pamphlets with information about femicide and a number to call if violence against women is suspected.
This is a good thing, and it benefits us all to help women be informed.
Last month, a prosecutor in Veracruz was murdered outside her work. Some believe she was targeted because of her efforts to protect women and young girls. Still, experts believe impunity is the biggest obstacle against dampening the crisis. The problem, however, is also deeply ingrained in the culture.
It's male privilege. Violence is a male privilege. Men kill each other on a daily basis, and men are also killing women because of their gender, because they believe women are worth less, or they believe that their lives belong to them.
Protests denouncing violence against women are becoming more common in Mexico, which has among the highest rates of femicide on earth. The common slogan among demonstrations is "Not one more."
Activists in Mexico have launched initiatives aimed at reducing levels of violence against women. Projects that include everything from gender workshops for cab drivers to interactive database maps, like this one, that track and catalog cases of femicide all over the country.
Gabriela's sister was killed on November 11th. It was the 90th case of femicide this year. Since then, there have been 5 other women murdered in Puebla.
Women shouldn't have to end up as a number or as some case file. Women have a face. We don't deserve to be killed or to be hurt or to be threatened or raped. Not one more. Not one more woman killed in Puebla or in Mexico or in the world.
Okay, here we see that in Mexico, this number of women were killed, rapes, by sexual abuse is rising. So, of course, with some men, they think they have the strength to harm others, especially when they think that women need to submit to their power. And so, again, in this modern society, wherever we live, whether it's in the third world or in the West, we still need to respect other people so that we can live in harmony and peace with others. If we see others as weak or they supposed to submit to our power, they're supposed to follow our orders and so forth, with that type of views would not be accepted in this modern age. So again, everyone need to recognize the universal values that regardless of the genders, we need to respect each other in the way that we expect our people to respect ourselves. Again, since this world is not pure world, so things happening. So hopefully, people will be educated, and eventually, those problems, rapes, sexual assault, sexual violence toward the weaker one, especially for the woman, will be reduced day by day, and everyone live with their own dignity and entireties. And that is the important things that we need to pay attention with. And also, the other thing I want to talk is somehow some people they want to make money, but of course depend upon the country, depend upon the state, the city laws. They may allow those people to do the service for other people. That's been we talk about prostitutions. Again, of course, everyone has a choice to live, have a choice to conduct ourselves. But of course, in most traditions, we go against prostitutions because that is not the proper way to engage in any kind of relationship, because that relationship transaction based on the money, not based on the love and the care. The one who provides service, the one who needs the service, still in most traditions views, that is not the serious relationship. That is just like the business transaction between the two people. When two humans come together, male and females come together, that's not the serious relationship. It's just based on the agreement of doing business. Someone want to sell and someone want to buy. But with that type of business transaction, in most religious tradition, they view that kind of business transaction between male and female is completely wrong or improper. And of course, sometimes it brings some kind of illnesses that may come up, especially for the prostitutes when they engage in all kind of sexual activities with other male clients that may carry some deadly disease, and it may spread among themselves and others. So that's why in some country they prohibit prostitution. Of course, in other country they let people to choose their own choice to do this kind of business transaction. So depend upon the law of the country, of the state, the city. But no matter what, uh, mm, is the sort of human problems that we need to address so that eventually we could have those prostitutes to find their own occupation properly to sustain their life instead of selling their body to get income for their living. And on the top of that, definitely for the male, the one that go out to seek or to buy for that service, again, they have their own choice, but still they may involve in this type of selling and buying business. And on the top of that, they may carry some kind of deadly disease that spread to them and to their own wives. So we have to be careful about those things. So the next video clips that I want to show you is how
Now at 11, these may look like innocent young girls, but police say they're high-priced prostitutes, and undercover officers made the bus at a fancy hotel on Miracle Mile in Coral Gables. CBS 4's Hank Tester is live from City Hall. Hank.
Well, I'll tell you what, George Merrick, who you see behind me right here, the founder of this city, what would he be thinking right now if there would have been a prostitution organization at the Colonnade Hotel? Let's take a look.
Hello, ma'am. You were arrested for engaging in prostitution.
Tamara Shalatin, a college kid, FIU, and her buddy, Acacia Friedman, a U of M co-ed, busted by Gables cops. A sting operation pulled off in the Colonnade Hotel in the heart of Coral Gables. Also taken down by Gables cops, 21-year-old Mari Noun. Noun, a U of M student, engineered the deal. The two girls, a twosome, $5,000, money exchanged, the girls and their, some calling him a pimp, arrested.
We don't like that there are prostitutes there. I will tell you that. And that's news to me because we are Coral Gables people and we don't want to hear about prostitutes.
A case of foolish college kids hustling some bucks, something they'll regret much later in life.
What are you studying?
I'm a biology major with a minor in criminal justice.
It's Tamara's home, a tearful family member at a loss for words. I just want to get her side of the story in this whole thing. Back at court, the judge, Mindy Glazer, set bond, passed out advice.
Maybe it's a good way. Maybe it's a good thing you got arrested. Maybe it'll change your way. Hopefully you won't get arrested again and lead a new path. Just focus on school and do well.
Well, Coral Gables police not saying a whole heck of a lot about all this because they say it's an ongoing investigation. That's the very latest on Hank Tester.
Okay, here. So we see that two girls engaged in prostitution for money, even they are college students. So definitely the neighbors, they went against that kind of activities around their hometown city because it may bring a lot of problems into that area. So again, there's some student, especially college student, if they don't recognize the negative effect of being prostitute, it would affect to their life in the future. Not talking about encounter problems with the authorities, and so it may affect to their physical life as well as mentality later on in their life. So they have to think carefully before engaging that kind of illegal activities. Of course, in some states, in some cities, they allow those prostitutions, which most are not So again, for the young woman or lady, they need to respect their own life. They need to find different ways to earn income instead of selling the body for money, and it would affect their life tremendously in the short term, long term, in the present moment, and in the future too. So the next one, I want to share with you one more thing. Firstly,
we have to tackle this problem. It's not just an eyesore anymore.
A prostitution problem in Sarasota. New at 6, the campaign police have launched to keep it from ruining their city. Good evening, everyone. I'm James Newell.
And I'm Linda Hurtado. Wendy and Brendan are off tonight. Prostitution. It's a problem police in Sarasota have been trying to tackle for years. New at 6, our Andrew Dowd is live with the city's latest efforts to get rid of this problem. Andrew?
Well, the owner of this hotel behind us says that he wants to see this area of the Tamiami Trail revitalized, but he says the problems with prostitution are slowing growth and hurting business.
If he wants positive businesses on the trail to flourish, we have to tackle this problem. It's not just an eyesore anymore.
The problem is prostitution, an issue Jay Patel says has slowed growth and development along North Tamiami Trail as long as he's been here.
It was pretty obvious, where you could see it on almost every block. You see people picking up prostitutes. You see sometimes they're working in the cars itself.
His hotel caters to tourists, and he says the area is so well known for prostitution, even his visitors have been propositioned.
A guest told me once that she got approached while she was walking up and down the trail. So that's kind of a very disappointing.
Sarasota police are well aware of the problem, and this year have made a stronger effort than ever before to crack down.
Our street crimes unit has done more undercover operations in about the last year and a half than we've ever done before.
Since last November, they've arrested more than 70 people for soliciting prostitutes along an area known as North Trail.
As a prosecutor or police officer, do you think you can tell the difference?
Today, the department released this PSA, detailing how the crime impacts families, property values, tourism, and leads to drug issues. With so many undercover operations happening, Patel says it's made a noticeable difference and hopes the effort will inspire more changes in the area.
Very hopeful.
Patel says this issue is affecting him even online. He says people will go on popular travel websites, post reviews, pointing out the fact that there are issues here in the area, and he says that's potentially keeping other visitors from staying at his hotel.
So here we see that whenever prostitutions happening in a communities, a town, a city, it will affect to them in negative way. It may bring down the values of the properties. It may bring illegal drugs, drug dealers coming to the town, bring the shooting, violent acts, some kind of illegal activities around. And of course, it may affect to tourism too. Not many people like to visit the places have those kind of illegal acts, violence activities, prostitutions. And so again, this is the problems that as human in modern age we need to solve. So as long as people recognize their dignity and entirety, they would not engage in that kind of business to sell the body for income. They would find different ways to find good jobs, proper jobs to earn income to survive. And of course, for the one who solicit the prostitute, you need to be careful because this may bring the deadly disease onto our body and spread to others. And of course, we as people in communities and society need to help other people, especially the one who engage in this kind of prostitution to find the proper jobs for them to survive. And through meditations, we could try to control our sexual urge to stay within the boundaries of our marriage instead of stepping out and may bring the harm to ourselves and others. So since time is up, let me end today. And next time I will share more about Buddha teachings. Nam Mô Shakyamuni Buddha. Thank you.